In this quick tutorial, I want to show an example of a basic editing technique in Motionbuilder. It's applicable as a fundamental technique in most all motion capture editing, where some sort of pose matching is required, including looping. I typically call it pose to pose. If you're not familiar with this technique, you should be. It's very useful. It consists of full body keyframes at the start and end of the animation, one or both of them being a pose altering the original motion. Then offsetting and editing the feet body parts keys on the timeline to prevent sliding and or other issues or aesthetics. Please note there is a free script which can automate this process, but it's not perfect and we'll discuss its use in a different video. Of course, this is only one tool in a potential arsenal of many, but a powerful one all the same. I'll also branch out a little and show finger poses and root motion animation, just to round out the tutorial and show more of a full edit. But there still is plenty I won't get into, as all animation edits are different and a lot of other various techniques are typically needed, and there's much more to a pipeline than I'll discuss here. So we've got an animation. It's the full take. It goes from 0 to 945. It needs to be a loop, so we need to find the loop, a good in and out point for the edit that we're looking for. In this case, I already know what it is. We're going to go from 46 to 726. But I like to plot the entire take to the control rig. That way you have some flexibility later if you change your mind on what you want the in the out points to exactly be. So let's plot it. The entire take is plotted. Now we're going to frame it. And now we can see what we have for a loop, but it does need to be fixed. So we have our discontinuity, those places. We don't have a predefined pose, so we're going to use the top of the animation as the pose. So we're going to set a 0 key, full body, 0. We're going to copy that pose. Then we're going to go down to what's a good spot to keep it at a 0 offset, so we only offset to the new pose after a couple of footsteps. That's right about there, right before he picks up his foot. There, that's a good spot. It's another 0 key. Then we're going to go to the very end and we're going to paste. With T and R off, we don't want any compensation for where the character is now. It's going to paste in an exact position that we copied the pose. Then we're going to set a flat key. So now we'll have a perfect looking loop, except the feet will be sliding the entire time at the end. Okay, so now we fix the feet. Go, let's say, into his left foot, and we're in body parts mode. Excuse me, right foot only. Picks it up, goes to there, and then he picks it up again. So he picks up, let's go to there, let it slide a bit halfway between, go ahead and set a flat key, copy that key, move it back to where his foot lands. Paste the same key at the very end where his foot stays on the floor. That way we have no offset. And then he puts it down for the last. Let's just say he puts it down for the last time. Let's go ahead and do full offset right there. There's your full offset. And now if we play, we can see the right foot looks good. And I think we'll actually let that offset go further to where he picks his foot up for the very last time. Let's put it down to there. And then he picks it up and puts it down again at the very end. Let's see what that looks like. That is a weird way with the end, but it looks fine. That is the basic edit. So you have a flat region, so if you were to look at what it looks like on a graph, there's your 0 key, there's your first offset on its way to the final offset. flat regions so the offset stands still and the feet look stable. And then the very last pickup, he goes the final distance where he puts his foot down again to the final offset. The same thing, let's do his left foot. And let's see, he picks it up, and that's the last time he picks it up. So we'll go ahead and move the 0 key down to where he picks it up, and when he puts it down again, it's right there. And so now both feet perfectly stable when he does the loop. Same thing again, you can see in the keys that was a simpler edit. So he goes from a 0 offset with his left leg just in the last few keys all the way to the end. Now we need to edit some finger poses. I'm going to do these really quick instead of trying to be particularly artistic. I've got a pose library here to use. All you need to do is select the finger that you want, or both of them. I'm going to do them both at the same time. Go to a different layer, and let's go ahead and make the beginning pose. Sure, let's make that the beginning pose. Go out, and sure, why not? Out, comes back in. Closed again, and it'll come back out. Let's see, come back out. Go out. There we go. Jazz hands. We'll go to a loose fist as he pulls in. So I'm going to set a key there and then loosen the fist. Set a key. Then we can delete this one. See, comes back to there. I'll just copy these. And then I just did a few more poses and actually just sort of copying them over and over really quick just to get it done. Different finger poses, which looks good. It's all art direction from there. Then we need to do root motion, which in this case is just simply side to side. We're just going to do it side to side to keep it simple. I went ahead and added some keys only on X. I moved the Z backwards from 0, so it was basically under his hips. We're not going to make the root pivot and change direction. We're just going to keep it really simple. That was keyframed. You can also use the auto rig, which can be quicker, look slightly different, and or take more time. It just depends. They're both valid ways to do it. Everything gets baked to the skeleton. Then we need to center out the root because everything is a child of the root. So what we're going to do is we're going to select all the keys, and at frame 0 we're going to move it to 0 right in the middle of the world. Tab, tab. So now he's in the middle of the world. All the keys are selected. We click the Move Keys button, and that shifts all the keys so they start exactly at the origin. So that's the fundamentals of the pose-to-pose editing technique. As I mentioned before, there's plenty of details in the rest of the pipeline I didn't go into. Those will be discussed in future videos.